Who would have thought that the power to reignite passion, confidence, and unstoppable masculine energy could begin in something as simple as your morning kitchen ritual? Not in expensive pills, not in secret potions, but in two everyday gifts of nature, coffee and eggs. Yes, the same coffee that awakens the mind, the same eggs that build the body. But today, we are not talking about breakfast. We are talking about strength, vitality, endurance, the kind of presence that fills a room, the kind of stamina that builds confidence, the kind of energy that transforms an ordinary man into a powerful, passionate partner. Let's understand something deeply. The body is a biochemical masterpiece. When you fuel it correctly, it responds with power. When you nourish it intentionally, it rewards you with performance. Coffee is not just a drink. It is stimulation at a cellular level. It increases circulation. It sharpens focus. It enhances blood flow. That means stronger energy, improved responsiveness, heightened alertness. Confidence begins in the brain, and caffeine awakens it like a sunrise over a sleeping mountain. And eggs are nature's muscle, building gold, packed with high-quality protein, essential amino acids, vitamin D, B12, and healthy fats. They support testosterone production, muscle repair, and sustained strength. Testosterone is not just a hormone. It is the chemical messenger of drive, ambition, and masculine vitality. When the body has the nutrients it needs, it performs. When hormones are balanced, endurance improves. When blood circulation flows freely, strength follows. But here is the deeper truth: it's not just about physical performance. It's about confidence. It's about showing up in your relationship with certainty instead of doubt. It's about energy that doesn't fade after a long day. It's about looking at your partner with passion instead of exhaustion. Strength in bed is not built in the bedroom, it is built in daily habits. What you eat, how you sleep, how you move, how you think. Coffee can ignite the nervous system. Eggs can fuel the muscles and hormones. But discipline sustains the power. Imagine this: a man who wakes up early, drinks his coffee with intention, eats his eggs with awareness, trains his body, guards his energy, protects his mind from negativity, chooses strength every single day. That man doesn't beg for confidence, he radiates it. And when vitality increases, everything changes. Posture changes, voice deepens, eye contact strengthens, energy expands, passion intensifies. The secret is not magic. It is consistency. Nature already provides the tools: protein for muscle, healthy fats for hormones, stimulation for circulation. The question is, will you use them intentionally? Because power is not something you chase. Power is something you cultivate. Start small, upgrade breakfast, eliminate junk that drains your hormones. Move your body daily, sleep deeply, drink water, reduce stress, protect your masculine energy like it is gold, because it is. The bedroom is simply the reflection of your lifestyle. If you want stronger performance, build a stronger body. If you want longer endurance, build sustainable energy. If you want deeper passion, build unshakable confidence. The transformation begins with simple decisions repeated daily. So tomorrow morning, when you see that cup of coffee and those eggs on the plate, don't see ordinary food. See opportunity, see fuel, see strength, see vitality, and most importantly, see the man you are becoming. Now stand up, take control of your health, upgrade your habits, nourish your body like a champion, train your mind like a warrior. Build your energy with intention, because greatness is not given, it is built. Start today, build your strength, ignite your vitality, and become the powerful, confident man you were always meant to be. What if I told you that the difference between weakness and power is sitting on your plate right now? What if the energy you crave, the stamina you wish for, the confidence you admire in other men is not hidden in some secret formula, but in the daily decision of what you choose to eat. Most people eat to silence hunger. Strong men eat to build power. Every bite you take is either constructing muscle or feeding fatigue. Every meal is either increasing your hormonal strength or quietly draining it. The body is not confused. It responds precisely to what you give it. If you feed it sugar spikes, processed junk, and empty calories, it will give you crashes, brain fog, and weakness. But if you fuel it with quality protein, healthy fats, and real nutrients, it will respond with endurance, sharper focus, and controlled aggression. Ask yourself, are you eating like a man who wants to dominate life, or like someone just passing time? Protein is not just food, it is structure, it is repair, it is raw material for strength. When you consume high-quality protein, your body uses it to rebuild muscle fibers, strengthen tissues, and support testosterone production. That means more drive, more power, more stamina. This isn't theory, it's biology and healthy fats. They are not the enemy. They are the foundation of hormonal balance. Testosterone, the hormone responsible for masculine energy, confidence, and performance, is built from cholesterol and fats. Remove them completely, and you weaken the very system that makes you powerful. Include the right sources, and you reinforce the engine of your vitality. Here's the hard truth: you cannot outwork a poor diet. You cannot demand peak performance from a body you are neglecting. You cannot expect explosive energy at night when you've starved your cells of nutrients all day. Think about this. Would you pour low-quality fuel into a high-performance sports car and expect it to win a race? Your body is that machine. When you start viewing food as fuel instead of comfort, everything changes. Breakfast becomes strategy, lunch becomes preparation, dinner becomes recovery. You stop eating emotionally and start eating intentionally. And here's the hook most men ignore: energy isn't just about calories, it's about stability. Balanced blood sugar means stable mood. Stable mood means controlled confidence. Controlled confidence means presence, and presence changes everything. The crash after junk food isn't just physical. It affects posture, it affects tone of voice, it affects patience. Weak fuel creates weak reactions. Strong fuel builds controlled strength. Imagine waking up without heaviness. Imagine walking into a room with steady energy instead of dragging fatigue behind you. Imagine knowing your body is supported, not sabotaged, by your own habits. Food is either building you or breaking you. When you consistently choose nutrient-dense meals, eggs rich in amino acids, whole foods loaded with vitamins, natural sources of minerals like zinc and magnesium, you create an internal environment where strength thrives, muscles recover faster, hormones stabilize, focus sharpens, endurance increases. In confidence rises naturally when your body feels strong. You don't need magic, you need intention. Stop asking, what do I feel like eating? Start asking, what will make me stronger? That single shift in thinking separates average from exceptional. Every plate is a decision, every meal is a vote, every day is construction. Your body is listening to everything you feed it. The question is, are you feeding weakness or are you building power? What if the real battlefield isn't in your body, but in your mind? What if the difference between hesitation and dominance, between doubt and confidence, between average performance and unforgettable presence starts in the 6 inches between your ears? Energy is not just physical, it is neurological. Before strength shows in your body, it is commanded by your brain. Before endurance manifests in action, it is activated by thought. The nervous system controls reaction time, blood flow, hormone release, and muscular coordination. If your mind is distracted, overstimulated, or exhausted, your body will follow that weakness without question. Here's the hook most men ignore: mental clutter kills performance. Scrolling endlessly, consuming negativity, watching content that drains focus, arguing over nonsense, living in stress, every one of these behaviors chips away at clarity. And clarity is power. When your brain is overloaded with noise, your reaction time slows, your confidence drops. Your decision-making weakens, you hesitate, and hesitation is the enemy of strength. But when your mind is sharp, something shifts. Your posture changes, your breathing stabilizes, your speech becomes deliberate, your presence becomes undeniable. Focus is a weapon. Caffeine may stimulate the brain temporarily, but discipline sharpens it permanently. Deep sleep resets it, purpose fuels it, silence strengthens it. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how powerful you feel after a productive morning? When you wake early, move your body, avoid distractions, and start your day with intention, your mental energy feels different. That difference is neurological alignment. Your brain releases dopamine from achievement, not from addiction. It releases serotonin from progress, not from comparison, and that changes everything. Confidence is not loud. It is calm. It comes from knowing your mind is under control. Stress is another silent killer of masculine energy. When cortisol remains elevated for long periods, testosterone drops, blood pressure rises, fatigue increases. The body shifts into survival mode instead of performance mode. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your hormonal strength. So the question becomes, are you training your mind, or are you letting it wander? Mental discipline is like physical training. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Limiting distractions feels restrictive. Avoiding late-night stimulation feels boring. Choosing silence over chaos feels unfamiliar. But over time, your mental endurance increases. Imagine this. You walk into any situation completely present. No brain fog, no anxiety spikes, no mental exhaustion. Your thoughts are clear, your breathing steady. Your focus locked in, that level of mental sharpness commands respect. Your brain thrives on challenge. Learning new skills, reading, training, setting goals, these activities strengthen neural pathways. The stronger the pathways, the faster the responses. The faster the responses, the more decisive your actions. Decisiveness radiates confidence, and here's another hook. Your self-talk is either building you or breaking you. If your inner voice constantly doubts, criticizes, or predicts failure, your body will react accordingly. Muscles tense, heart rate spikes, performance decreases, but when your internal dialogue reinforces strength, resilience, and capability, your nervous system aligns with that message. Control the voice inside, and you control the energy outside. Guard your mental input like you guard your physical fuel. Protect what you watch, filter what you listen to, choose conversations that elevate instead of drain. Your brain absorbs everything. Energy begins as a thought, power begins as a decision, dominance begins as belief. The mind sends the signal, the body executes it. The question is, what signal are you sending every single day? What if the real reason some men radiate strength while others struggle with fatigue has nothing to do with age and everything to do with hormones? What if the fire you feel or don't feel is controlled by invisible chemical messengers silently directing your energy, drive, and endurance? Hormones are not just biology, they are power signals. Testosterone, growth hormone, dopamine, cortisol, these are not complicated medical terms. They are the internal command system that determines whether you feel strong or weak, motivated or drained, confident or uncertain. When they are balanced, you operate like a high-performance machine. When they are disrupted, everything feels heavier. Here's the hook. Most men sabotage their own hormonal strength daily without realizing it. Lack of sleep, chronic stress, processed food, excess sugar, alcohol abuse, no resistance training, constant late nights. These behaviors quietly suppress testosterone and elevate cortisol. And when cortisol stays high, your body shifts into survival mode. Survival mode is not performance mode. Low testosterone doesn't just affect muscle, it affects mood. It affects ambition, it affects assertiveness, it affects stamina, it influences how you carry yourself, how deeply you speak, how decisively you act. Have you ever noticed how powerful you feel after a solid workout, deep sleep, and clean meals? That surge isn't imagination. That's hormonal optimization in action. Testosterone thrives on challenge. Lift heavy weights, push your limits. Train intensely. Resistance training signals your body to produce more of the hormone responsible for strength and drive. Your muscles respond, your posture straightens, your energy rises. But here's another powerful truth. Sleep is the hidden factory of hormones. Most testosterone production happens during deep sleep. Cut your sleep short and you cut your hormonal recovery. Stay up scrolling past midnight and you are draining tomorrow's energy before it even arrives. Sleep is not laziness. It is reconstruction and stress. Stress is a silent destroyer. Short bursts of stress can sharpen focus. But chronic stress floods your system with cortisol. Elevated cortisol suppresses testosterone, increases belly fat storage, weakens immune response, and reduces stamina. That means less drive, less power, less resilience. The modern world is engineered to keep you overstimulated. Notifications, deadlines, financial pressure, social comparison. If you don't actively manage stress, it manages you. Breathing exercises, cold showers, time in sunlight, deep conversations, strategic breaks, these are not luxuries, they are hormonal tools. Nutrition plays a massive role too. Zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, healthy fats, these are critical for testosterone production. Starve your body of these nutrients, and you weaken the very chemistry that fuels masculine energy. And here's a truth most avoid: body fat percentage matters. Excess body fat increases aromatase activity, an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. The more fat stored, especially around the abdomen, the more hormonal imbalance you risk. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about internal chemistry. When hormones are optimized, everything aligns. Motivation feels natural. Endurance increases, recovery speeds up, focus sharpens, your body responds faster, your confidence stabilizes. You don't beg for strength, you feel it, but balance requires discipline. You cannot sleep 5 hours, live on junk food, avoid exercise, stay stressed, and expect elite hormonal output. Your body is constantly responding to your lifestyle. It's always adjusting, always signaling, always balancing based on your habits. So ask yourself, are your daily actions increasing your power or quietly draining it? What if I told you that the real difference between explosive stamina and early exhaustion is not talent, not age, but circulation? What if the power you're looking for depends on how well blood moves through your body at this very moment? Blood flow is life flow. Every cell in your body depends on oxygen and nutrients delivered through your bloodstream. Your muscles need it, your brain needs it, your heart needs it, and when circulation is strong, energy feels limitless. When circulation is weak, fatigue creeps in faster than you expect. Here's the hook: you can't have peak performance without peak circulation. Think about it, strength is not just about muscle size, endurance is not just about willpower, performance is about delivery. Oxygen delivery, nutrient delivery, hormone delivery. If blood flow is restricted, everything slows down. When your heart pumps efficiently and your blood vessels are flexible and clear, your body responds quickly. Muscles contract with power, reactions are sharp, recovery is faster. But when arteries stiffen, when plaque builds, when movement is minimal, the system becomes sluggish. Sedentary living is silent weakness, long hours sitting, no physical challenge, minimal walking, no sweating. Over time, circulation declines, blood vessels lose elasticity. Nitric oxide production drops, and nitric oxide is essential. It relaxes blood vessels and improves flow. Movement stimulates life. When you exercise, your heart rate increases. Blood pumps faster, vessels expand. Oxygen floods your tissues, endorphins rise, you feel alive, that post-workout surge of confidence. That's circulation working in your favor. And here's another powerful truth: resistance training and cardio together are unstoppable. Lifting weights strengthens your vascular system. Cardiovascular training improves heart efficiency. Together, they create a body that delivers power on demand. But you don't need to become an athlete overnight. Start with consistency. Walk daily, climb stairs, stretch, do push-ups, do squats, get your heart beating. Sweat intentionally. Because here's the reality: if your heart is weak, your stamina will always be limited. Hydration matters too. Thick, dehydrated blood moves slower. Proper hydration keeps circulation smooth and efficient. Even mild dehydration can reduce energy, focus, and endurance. And let's talk about nutrition again: leafy greens, beets, garlic, citrus fruits, omega-3 fats. These foods support vascular health. They enhance nitric oxide production. They protect arteries. They improve flexibility of blood vessels. Now ask yourself, are your habits strengthening your heart or stressing it? Smoking restricts blood vessels. Excess sugar damages them. Chronic stress tightens them. Lack of sleep strains them. Everything you do either improves circulation or slowly compromises it. Cold exposure can stimulate circulation. Deep breathing improves oxygen exchange. Stretching enhances blood flow to muscles. Even posture matters. Slouching compresses blood vessels. Standing tall allows flow. Have you noticed how powerful you feel after a strong workout? Your skin glows, your chest feels expanded, your mind is sharp. That sensation isn't imagination. It's enhanced circulation fueling your entire system. And here's the deeper hook: circulation doesn't just affect muscles, it affects performance confidence. When blood flow is strong, responsiveness improves, sensitivity increases, endurance extends, your body reacts faster and sustains longer. Your heart is the engine, your vessels are the highways, your blood is the delivery system. If the highways are blocked or the engine is weak, performance suffers. Strong circulation equals sustained energy equals controlled power creates presence. So move, train, hydrate, breathe deeply, protect your heart like it's your greatest asset, because it is. What if the real reason passion fades isn't time but lack of discipline? What if desire doesn't disappear because of age, but because standards slowly drop? What if the fire you're chasing is actually built through structure, routine, and self-control? Here's the truth most people avoid: discipline creates desire. Not motivation, not mood, not temporary excitement. Discipline. When you wake up early even when you don't feel like it, you build self-trust. When you train your body consistently, you build self-respect. When you control your impulses instead of being controlled by them, you build internal power. And internal power is attractive. It radiates. Desire thrives in strength, not comfort. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it weakens your edge. Hitting snooze repeatedly, skipping workouts, eating whatever is convenient, staying up too late, overindulging in distractions. These habits slowly chip away at confidence, and confidence is the fuel of passion. Here's the hook: every small promise you break to yourself lowers your energy. If you say you'll wake up at 6 and you don't, your subconscious notices. If you promise to train and skip it, your mind registers weakness. Over time, this erodes belief in yourself, and when belief weakens, presence weakens. But when you keep your word to yourself, something powerful happens. Your spine straightens, your voice steadies, your decisions become firm, you begin to trust your own strength. Discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. Think about this: elite athletes don't train only when they feel motivated. They train when it's boring, they train when it's hard, they train when it's inconvenient. That consistency builds endurance far beyond physical ability. It builds mental toughness, and mental toughness translates into every area of life. Control over food builds control over cravings. Control over sleep builds control over energy. Control over thoughts builds control over reactions. The more control you develop, the more powerful you feel, and power is magnetic. Here's another powerful truth: discipline regulates dopamine. When you constantly chase easy pleasure, junk food, endless scrolling, instant gratification, your dopamine system becomes overstimulated. Simple pleasures lose impact. Motivation declines. Real life experiences feel dull. But when you practice restraint, when you delay gratification, when you earn your rewards, dopamine sensitivity resets. Small victories feel powerful again, natural experiences become exciting, passion returns with intensity. Discipline sharpens your edge. It forces you to confront discomfort. It teaches you that you can endure. It proves that you are stronger than temporary feelings, and that proof changes your self-image. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror knowing you didn't quit today. You didn't give in. You didn't fold under pressure. That awareness builds quiet confidence, and confidence fuels desire. Because desire isn't just physical, it's psychological. It thrives when you feel capable, when you feel strong. When you feel in control. Lazy habits drain energy. Structured habits conserve and direct it. Your body responds to rhythm. Sleep at consistent times, eat at consistent times, train consistently. The more predictable your discipline, the more stable your energy becomes. Stability creates endurance. Endurance creates presence. Presence creates intensity, and intensity is unforgettable. So ask yourself, are your daily habits building your edge or dulling it? What if true strength isn't about how loud you are, but how steady you stand? What if real power isn't something you announce, but something people feel the moment you walk into the room? What if becoming magnetic has nothing to do with tricks or tactics, and everything to do with the energy you cultivate daily? To radiate strength, you must first build it internally. Presence is not accidental, it is earned. It comes from alignment when your habits, your thoughts, your body, and your purpose move in the same direction. When there is no internal conflict, no hidden guilt, no secret weakness dragging you down, your energy becomes clean and direct. Here's the hook: people don't respond to words first. They respond to vibration. Your posture speaks before you speak. Your eye contact communicates before your mouth opens. The firmness of your handshake, the steadiness of your breathing, the calm in your expression, these signals tell the world who you are. And these signals are shaped by how you live when nobody is watching. A man who trains his body carries himself differently. Shoulders back, chin level, chest open, not exaggerated, just natural strength. A man who controls his impulses moves with patience. He doesn't rush. He doesn't fidget. He doesn't seek validation in every interaction. That calmness is power. But here's the deeper truth: you cannot fake radiance. You either have it or you don't, and it is built through consistency. Every disciplined workout adds a layer of confidence. Every healthy meal reinforces self-respect. Every promise kept strengthens identity. Identity becomes posture. Posture becomes presence. Have you ever noticed how certain individuals command attention without trying? They aren't necessarily the loudest, they aren't always the biggest, but there's something about them, a grounded stability. That stability comes from internal order. When your mind is clear, your hormones balanced, your circulation strong, your discipline consistent, your energy becomes sharp. Focused, directed, you don't leak energy through anxiety. You don't waste energy on insecurity. And here's another hook: radiating strength is about emotional control. Anger outbursts are not dominance, they are instability. Desperation is not passion, it is imbalance. The strongest men regulate their emotions. They feel deeply but respond deliberately. Emotional regulation creates trust. Trust builds attraction. Attraction deepens connection. When you speak slowly and clearly, people listen. When you move with intention, people notice. When you pause instead of reacting, people respect you. This is cultivated power. Your appearance matters too, not in vanity, but in self-care, grooming, clean clothes. Physical fitness. These are signals that you value yourself, and people mirror the value you place on yourself. But the core remains internal. If your habits are chaotic, your energy feels chaotic. If your thoughts are scattered, your presence feels scattered. If your lifestyle lacks structure, your aura lacks stability. Alignment creates magnetism, purpose amplifies it. When you wake up each day knowing what you stand for, what you are building, what you are improving, your movements gain direction. Direction creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence radiates. You stop chasing approval. You stop competing for attention. You stop trying to impress. Instead, you focus on becoming, because becoming is the real transformation. Strength in body, clarity in mind, control in emotion, discipline in action, purpose in direction. When these elements combine, you don't demand respect, you embody it.